Hand clip number 5, we're going to talk about, we mentioned it earlier about our fibers crossing over from one side to the other, or in other words, how do we control? So we have projection fibers, and projection fibers, when we talk about fibers, we're talking about processes. So this is where information is traveling. So primarily it's going to be axons. We have ascending fibers, which are going to go up to the brain. So ascending, so they need to be sensory, always. Okay. And we have descending fibers, which are then always going to be motor. Now, having said that, some fibers go up and down, but for the majority, what we have is so let's look at our brain this side. And so if the fibers coming from one side, it's going to cross at the level of the medulla oblongata and go to the other side, and likewise for sensory. So we call this crossing over decussate, and so the left hemisphere controls the opposite side of the body and vice versa. So if I'm feeling pain on my right side, it's going to go up to my left side to be interpreted. And if I'm going to have pain, or if I'm going to move something on my right side, I'm going to get that message from my left side to do so. A little bit about cerebral dominance and language, which hemisphere is dominant. So generally, this is just a general rule of thumb, and there's a lot of work done in this, and we just want to highlight it here, is that cerebral dominance is related to the hemisphere that person is dominant for language. In the majority of cases, most people are left-sided dominant, giving us the greatest control over language, math, and logic. I remember left logic. When we are expressing our left hemisphere dominance, we are doing things like composing a sentence, balancing a checkbook, if anybody does that anymore, memorizing something. That's a good example. The other hemisphere, which for most people is usually the right, not always, is that whole spatial area, visual spatial area. So this is where we house our intuition and our emotion and our appreciation of music and art. It's more the poetic side of us, if you will. So usually left hemisphere dominant are right-handed, usually not always. Some people are equally dominant, so that they're strong on both sides. So someone who might be a mathematician but can, design and build a house, or someone who might be someone that's doing something, works in a bank, might end up being a wonderful seamstress as well. It's just an interesting fact that right dominant are often left-handed male. So that's just an interesting fact. And it's not always true, but it's generally that way.